Hey everyone, so tonight I'm going to make for you a honey sriracha salmon dish, or a salmon bowl. Now this could actually be customizable and be made different ways, but we're going to do it the way the recipe says tonight. I'm going to use my quick cooker. We don't have that anymore. Now we have a multi-cooker. The only reason I haven't upgraded is because I actually have two of these, so I'm just sort of waiting on one to kick the bucket. But the quick cooker works just as well as the other one. The multi-cooker just has several newer functions that are really good. The lid sort of stands on the back. It has cord storage. It has a sanitization thing. A few more features. I think it makes yogurt or something. Anyway, so here we are with our pressure cooker. We'll just call it that. And we're going to put in 1.5 cups of long grain white rice. Okay. Then we're going to put in 2 cups of either water or vegetable broth. I'm using water at this point. Now, if you wanted to make this more of a southwestern type dish, I would say maybe go with chicken broth, and you could add some southwestern seasoning or something like that. This one is more, I don't know if I want to say an Asian flair, but kind of, sort of. We are going to stir in 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar. And that's where the Asian flair sort of comes in. It kind of puts me in mind of sushi a little bit. So if you were making this another flavored bowl, you wouldn't do that. And we are going to do a teaspoon of sugar. And I'm just going to stir that up. And at this point, we're just going to lay our salmon on top of the rice. I've got 2 pieces here. I always buy these as the long piece of salmon at Sam's Club, and then I cut it up into smaller pieces. That way I have it ready to go. And we're just going to pop our lid on. And we are going to turn this until it gets to the fish seafood setting. There we go. And we're just going to push our button. When it comes up like this with the little square, that means it's starting, but it's not cooking at this point. You're going to wait until it comes up with the number. I think it flashed up a 3. When it gets to the 3, that means the pot has come to pressure. This little pin has come up, and it's going to slowly count down. Once it gets to 0, then it's going to start counting back up, as in for doing a natural pressure release. Normally a natural release is 10 minutes. That's how long it takes for the heat to subside and everything to go down and that pin to drop, so you can open this up. Now you can of course push the button and expel all the pressure and do a fast release. And I don't know, let's see. That is what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick release when it gets through. Okay, so this part is over. We're going to move over here to do, well, I'll just do it right here. That way we can kind of watch what's going on here. So I'm going to use my 1 cup prep bowl, and we're going to get some mayonnaise. We're going to use 1/2 cup of that. Now the directions do say if you want this to have more of a sriracha flavor than what we're going to use, you can add some sriracha sauce. I'm going to start out trying it just with the seasoning and see what happens. If we need a little more, we'll add some of that. And this is our Easy Read measuring cups. They're clear and they have the writing on it in black so that you can see them very easily. Just going to put all that in there. We are going to get our honey sriracha seasoning. Where did I leave that? Right over here. And these caps, you can open these up and shake, or just open it up completely and use the seasoning. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of this. Now the honey sriracha seasoning, it does have sort of a kick to it, but it has a little bit of the sweetness too from the honey. That's why I'm going to sort of play with it and see what we think here. We're also going to use half of a lime that we're going to juice. So I've got my lime right here. I'm going to kind of turn my camera here a bit. I'm going to use my chef's knife, my coated chef's knife, to cut that in half. And I'm going to get my citrus press. And you want to, when you put citrus in here, put it cut side down towards the holes. And that way all the juice just comes right out. So I say this is a really easy dish to come together because most of the prep work you can do while the actual rice and stuff's cooking. So at this point we're going to take our little mini scrape and just stir this together. And I just want to make sure this is really good and blended. You can kind of look on the side of the bowl there. If you see any white, then it needs to still be mixed a little more. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of run my finger across the back of it. I think I'm going to leave it as is. It's got spice and it's got that citrus kick. I think it'll be okay. So I'm just going to pop the lid on this and put it in the fridge and just let it chill while the rest is doing its thing. Okay, so at this point we're just doing prep work for our toppings for our bowl. And it really recommends half a seedless cucumber, which I've been buying these little mini ones here. You're going to dice that. I'm just going to do that with a knife. And carrot, it says to julienne or shred it or whatever. I'm going to show you a neat little trick with that. We're going to use an avocado and slice it. And some edamame just to thaw it. So first thing I'm going to do, let's see here. I guess I'll just put it in here. I'm going to use our chip slicer clip. So on one side it's a clip, and then on the other side there's a little blade in here that you can just go through, and it opens that right up. Comes in a pack of 2. There's a gray one and a blue one. So I'm just just gonna pour some of these in here and let this sit. They can continue to thaw. And that way I can put the rest of the bag up, save it for another time. That part's done, easy peasy. So we don't need the rest of this lime. I'm gonna get our cucumber out. I'm just gonna chop some ends here. And this is our prep bowl. And the good thing about it is it has these little wings here, and I've already started cutting. So, but you can lift these up and take them out, and you can put them actually in on the sides also. I'm not going to put it in there just because I don't need it there at the moment, but you can. There's a place on this side and on this side. So you can put your prep bowl. This comes with two. And it's made this way because depending on how your counters are and how you want it, you could put the bowls at different intervals. So I'm just going to slice this and then go back and cut it into dices. I'm just going to stack a few of these up. I'm just going to sit this on my little plate here, which is where I'm going to add my toppings. I've got this bowl out for the pineapple though. Okay, next I'm going to show you the carrot. And this, I don't think, this is a julienne peeler. It's a Pampered Chef product, but I don't think we sell it just straight out anymore. But I believe in the three-piece peeler set, there is one that's regular, one that is, it's got the little, it's a serrated peeler, and then you got a julienne peeler. So what you can do with it is you can just go across here, and it makes these nice little strips. I've gotten to where I do this a lot with my salads, and then I just turn it over and do some more. And just keep doing it until which we don't want that big chunk there, but all these little tiny pieces. Now, if you didn't want to get something like this, you could also use the Rapid Prep mandolin and put it on the very finest julienne setting. Or not, yeah, julienne setting. I think the lower the number is the smallest. Okay. That's probably enough carrot there. I'm going to stop with that. And it all depends on how much of these things you want. I'm going to turn that. And we're going to get our avocado. We're going to use our avocado tool. It has a place to take the pit out on one side and a knife on the other. So we're just going to cut this all the way around. Nope, my pit came out for me. I didn't have to worry about that. So at this point, I'm just going to slide this around. And I think my quick cooker is done. And what you could do, it doesn't say to do this, but if you think you're going to end up saving some of this avocado because it does turn brown on you, you could squeeze your other half of your lime on it. Citrus helps take care of that. Alright, see if I can pick these pieces up here, set them right there. Alrighty, so that puts us to the pineapple. See how this is already starting to count up for us? I'm gonna let that be a minute. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything to cook just a little longer. So the easiest way to tackle the pineapple is, and the recipe does say to use either pineapple or mango. It also says cilantro, sesame seeds, red onion. It's really whatever you want. I'm just picking a few of these things and I'm gonna stop there. And I'm hoping I haven't let this pineapple sit for too long. So the easiest way to do the pineapple, because this is a lot of pineapple to push the pineapple wedger through, is to go ahead and cut it in half. Just gonna set that there. And it comes with its protective cover. We're going to take that out. And I'm just going to find this little circle here in the middle and center the wedger on that, and we're just going to press down. I don't know if that quite went all the way through, but it went through really good. So another cool thing I like to do is save these little panels that come off the side. And sometimes when we're grilling during the summertime, I will lay a piece of salmon on top of that, and then we can grill it on the pineapple to give it a little bit more flavor. Then of course we can use some teriyaki sauce and have teriyaki grilled pineapple. Okay. So at this point you're just going to cut up, slice, cube, however you want to do your pineapple. And I'm just going to cut it in some little tidbits here. And we're just going to rake that pineapple off into the bowl. I'm gonna leave those for our bowls. They look a little bit more petite. Put the bigger chunks in here. One more. And since our rice is already done, I'm going to opt not to do any cilantro or anything right now, because I want to go ahead and show you how we are going to push the button here and do the release. Hand me a dish, one of those glass dishes. And we're waiting for our pin to drop. There we go. So we're just going to turn this. And I'm just going to use a bowl here. And I'm going to dish up some of this rice. We're going to get one of our pieces of salmon out here. Perfectly cooked. More rice in there. And at this point you could just lay whichever of your things you want on. I'm going to put some pineapple here, a little cucumber, a little bit of carrot, and some avocado, and we're going to throw in some of our edamame beans. And there we go. Oh, we need our Siracha sauce. And I don't know how much of that I'm going to want or need, so I'm just going to drizzle a little around here. And there we go, easy peasy. Have a nice night, guys. Bye-bye.